All right, folks, we are live. Today, I had some people talk to me last night when I did my last live stream, and Brown Girl Trucker said, "Hey, why don't you talk about like maybe an older video that you had, and maybe talk about that for a little bit, and maybe give some people some ideas in regards to ways that they make their video or ways that you've improved your video over time." And so I got OBS working finally again, and hey JJ, how you doing? Hopefully we're gonna get some more people in here. Some content and non-content creators will probably be coming to this live stream. So if you get some non-content creator, they might subscribe to your channel. Just realize that if you subscribe to them, they don't have any videos or anything. So that's kind of cool. You'll actually get a really good subscriber that actually will come and watch your stuff. JJ, you can hear me okay, right? Books Cruise is here. Books Cruise, nice to see ya. Thanks for coming. Hi. Hi, it's Jen Burdos. Oh boy, I've just mutilated that name. So yeah, today what I'm showing you is I'm showing you one of my older videos that I did probably 2 or 3 months ago, and it was on lower back degeneration. And so this is before I got fancy with my lighting, my sound, Scully, some of my other characters I'm starting to develop and bring about too. And so this is an older video where I was just trying to really get an understanding of how I wanted my content laid out from start to finish, and try and get some editing skills and go from there. So this was probably my best rough cut that I did. Yeah, I know it's hard to pronounce. Yes, I know that. We got 4 in the house right now. Hopefully we'll get some more people. Last night I told them somewhere between 8 and 10 o'clock this morning I would start. I was doing some stuff this morning as well as trying to get this whole situation set up. What do you guys think about it? It's kind of a good setup. Oh, X-Ray Lady's in the house. Good morning, good morning, good morning, X-Ray Lady. Nice to see you here this fine Sunday morning, out and about. Yeah, X-Ray Lady is one of my wonderful friends slash subscribers slash average Joe people, and I don't think she has any content, but she might subscribe to you. I'm not certain. It's obviously up to her, but if you subscribe to her, I'm not sure she has any video or content, so just be aware of that. She is a real person. She's not a dummy account. This isn't fake. She's the real deal, people. Because I know sometimes people, they get on here and they have these dummy accounts, and you end up subscribing and there's nothing, and it ends up being deleted at some point. And so when I did this video, I really I had been doing it for probably 4 weeks, maybe at that point, maybe a month. This was a December video that I did, and I started to incorporate some stuff versus just talking. Some objects. I started out with the Oreo cookie, kind of giving you guys a visualization. I thought that was the cat's meow at the time. I thought that was great. I was like showing you guys, association by just looking at cookies and showing the disc kind of smushing down over time, and that this degenerative disc is really not a disease. It's a natural aging process that happens to all of us, and sometimes you have inflammation that causes most of the problems, and it's not really the degenerative disc disease, or DDD as it's known in the medical world. So we'll get some more people in here as time goes on. I'm certain of that. And so I had put myself on the floor. I did a few videos, and I just did my last video here where I did some of it on the floor, but I was hoping that the way I had everything videotaped and the extra effects from Scully and the comments going back and forth between myself and Scully, that it wasn't too boring or too like, all right, what's he doing kind of situation. But at this point, you can see where a lot of people would have zoned out just because I'm sitting here just kind of talking to them and on the floor, and not really, there's nothing too eye-catching besides the pillow and the blanket where I was trying to cover the outlet. That didn't work out for me. But I knew then that I had to make myself a little bit darker just because the background was lighter. So I need to, always kind of remember that when you're doing a video, kind of make yourself pop out. Like obviously I'm wearing black today because everything else around me is white or yellowish or mauve or whatever you want to call it. So you always want to be able to pop and stand out so it's eye-catching to the people. But I was on the floor way too long. So here I am. I at least knew enough here. I didn't have really lighting, but I at least had my blue light, and that's a strobe light. Not strobe light, but it's what do they call it? Tape light. And it has multiple different colors, so that's something you guys can do. I always wanted to make it so my set wasn't always the same and the lighting wasn't always the same, so you can change that to several different colors. The only thing I don't like about it is that it doesn't really illuminate bright enough. I mean, it's some accent lighting. Hi, Sarah R. Sarah R. in the house. How are you doing now? We might have some people coming in and out. Be mindful of that. It's Sunday morning, and so people going, maybe someone else is trying to get some more people, but hopefully we'll get a bunch more people in here. Let me go ahead and just for a second here put out a share for this particular video. Let me go ahead and throw out a share. Maybe I can get some people in here. I'm going to go to Facebook. All right, so it's going out on Facebook right now. Boom. So, hi, Lady Z. How you doing? Princess Cammy's here too. Thanks for coming. Yep. So some of my live streams that I'm going to start to do, guys and gals, is kind of discussing some of my older videos. And so this is the cookie methodology that I went over with people to kind of give them a little enticing, because who doesn't like sugar and candy? And so just to kind of associate what happens to the disc. And so this was kind of like my first real throws into trying to do other things besides just talking to you the whole time and giving you just information. And so this is the first rough cut. As you can see, my lighting's okay. I'm probably too close to the camera. The top of my head is cut off. I'm not far enough back like I am today. I'm far enough back that you can see my whole self, as well as the monitor and everything else in my spine. So I always try, and nowadays, since I've been doing this, it's almost April, so I really started the end of November, 1st of December. So let's just say all of December, January, February, March, and so I'm 4 solid months into it. So this is the stuff I'm continuing to learn and understand. But I'm smart enough. I was back far enough away from the camera, though sometimes I looked directly at the camera, which is obviously a big no-no. People don't like you staring at them. And I didn't have a nice accent lighting and all. I had the blue light, but I didn't have anything dimmed around me, so I'm kind of really bright as well as brighting in the background. Yeah, that's my death lady Z is that yeah, I love me sugar. So I'm drinking extra water today because I think I ate too much sugar and garbage food yesterday. So my belly's a little upset just because I ate too much crap. Yeah, even happens to the best of us. And so I knew, I wasn't sure at that point whether I should make my attire, my clothing and stuff more formal. Like I'm kind of semi-formal in this with my red shirt on. But I knew enough to kind of make myself pop out compared to the rest of the background. I didn't realize, I did also notice the screen, so I tilted the screen because I know I didn't want to have reflections of everything else. So you're always just trying to figure out, all these dynamics that's going on when you're actually doing a video. And so what I've learned now is obviously be further back, show more stuff like I am today. Here I am showing the magic towel that I always touted and still continue to tout, but I'm kind of squinting here, and that's because there's too much light hitting directly at me. And you can see how this side is lit too much and this side isn't lit at all. And so there's a whole bunch of lighting issues going on there. Oh, we got a few. So I got 3 here right now. Gotta get some more people in here. Hey, share me out. They always say that. Share me out, share me out. So I shared myself out with Facebook and also obviously with YouTube. Gave ourselves a little post prior to doing this, but maybe I'll get some more people. I don't think there's anybody doing some lives right now. It should be a lull for part of the day, anyways. You figure if it's Filipino time and that part of the country, it's 6 or 7 hours ahead, so they're into their afternoon hours at this point. So 4 or 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Pacific time, we're dealing with early morning still, so maybe another 15-20 minutes we might start getting some more people in here because it's 8-9ish o'clock in those time zones. Do you guys have any questions for me? Princess Cammy said she was just passing on by. Well, thank you for coming, Cammy. I think if we get some more, I get some more time doing these things, I think, consistency is always the big key to these things. But I think I'll definitely start doing these Sunday. Just to see how we do. This is kind of a cool thing. And it helps me, and obviously I'm hoping it helps you too to make your content better. And so here I am. I'm just sitting here at the chair, and the big no-no is I'm just sitting here talking the whole time, and nothing else is in the picture. No change in lighting, no props at all. None of my models at all. I mean, I didn't have much back then, but I did have a few things. I didn't have none of that. I am demonstrating good posture alignment and stuff like that you're supposed to have because it irritates the disc more. So the content is on point. Nothing else is. There's no one's going to sit and watch this thing unless they're specifically wanting to know more about degenerative disc and how they can avoid it. So I tried to do some more fingers and pointing to kind of show some excitement versus just kind of sitting in one spot. And I was doing these old slides. I did one in this last video, just a nice radial or side swipe, just to kind of go to the next scene. I think over the next few videos, which I talked about last night, is I'm going to try and tweak and make my transitions a little bit better than what they are. I think I definitely need to do that much better than I currently have been doing. So I think over the next several videos, that's what I'm going to work on. Well, I have myself here. I didn't have enough breakthroughs on this. I mean, this is early. I'm just trying to figure out how to make a decent video making sure, all the stuff that we take for granted now that most of us know about. No, I'm not using StreamYard. No, I'm using OBS on this one. StreamYard I use for my other lives. I use OBS here because it really lets you do a lot more. Um, I can have different scenes. Now this is free too, lady. I'm not paying for none of this. This is free so far. With what we're allowed to do, like StreamYard. If you want to do anything else, like switch StreamYard's logo to your logo or anything like that, I mean, they're automatically boom 40-50 bucks a month for that. I'm like, that's kind of ridiculous. I'm not even a monetary yet. I'm not even monetized yet. So I'm already spending boats loads of money on software programs and models and everything else just to get me up and running. I don't want to then throw money into a software program that I'm only using once a week or twice a week at best. So this is free, and there's a bunch of different YouTube videos out there on OBS. I'll tell you one thing: if you don't have a nice camera, like this video camera is a 1080p. I'm also streaming at 1080p. And the highest resolution you can have. Plus, I have a light hitting me on the side, and I'm dark on a white lit area, so I kind of pop out better in that. And I have the sound also up too, so my sound is a little bit better. And I'm in a corner, and so it's gonna deaden my voice, and so I'm not gonna echo at all unless I step way out, which is vaulted over behind the camera that you can't see. But yeah, I'm back here so that my sound is actually deadened so you can hear me a little bit better also. Yeah. And also, I was running, when I tried OBS, when I first started doing lives, as you remember, I get the sound would be fine, but then the video would freeze out. And the reason for that is because I was on Wi-Fi. Even though my Wi-Fi speed was like 60 to 80 megabytes a second, it wasn't enough. Even when I lowered down the quality of the picture and I lowered the quality of the sound, it was still freezing up. Excuse me. I would suspect that you'd probably want at least double what I had, so at least 200 megabytes, just to kind of run the program, so that it's not freezing up on you. I'm running at over 400 megabytes a second, as well as I'm an Ethernet plug, so I'm not Wi-Fi at all. I'm solid Ethernet plug into everything, and so it's pretty darn good. I mean, you're not barring if you want to go higher, but I don't think this program it would use that type of speed. You could go up as high as 1 gig speed, and so, but I don't. And in my area, it does have 1 gig speed, but I don't need to use it. This software, what I'm doing, everything here, I'm smooth. I'm not freezing at all. The sound coming through, everything seems pretty solid. So yeah, OBS is sweet. You can add sources, other cameras. If I want to get another camera, so I can pop the camera in one spot so you can see that for a second and then come back. It can do that. The other scene, you can do all the strobing text and graphics and stuff like that. And so that's unlike StreamYard. StreamYard is kind of like the basic. If you're just doing an online live video, StreamYard is the basics, and it works. I mean, I use it. I like it, but if you want to move up to the next level where you're actually showing a pre-recorded video and you want to show also live camera or cameras plural, you're probably going to need to use OBS or something else that is that advanced software wise. I got people coming in and out. Yeah, hopefully I can get some more non-content creators. But it's hard. I'll be the first one to tell you, trying to get people to come in. Consistency is what I can see, even the bigger ones that bring in 100 and 200 people, They're doing it consistently all the time, at the same date, at the same time, or pretty close, right around the same time, and people seem to gear towards that, which makes sense. And so I went back and forth. I did this video, I think I did it in 4 parts. This is the end of the discussion part. I did the beginning intro, and then I did one part where I'm on the floor, and then I did one part where I'm sitting in the chair. So this video had 4 different parts to it. I have tried to do just a 2-part where I do an intro and then I do everything as well as the ending, and I've noticed that the quality and what I do in the video isn't as good, and so I think I'm going to go back to making sure that I do 4 or 5 different types of sections in one video. So I got 2 people in the house right now. I'm talking to me, myself, and I, and probably Lady X-Ray. So yes, Lady X-Rays, you will notice, if you're still there, that a lot of times content creators, I love them really, but their attention span is like a gnat. Some of them are, and so they come in like a fly. And if they see 25 or 30 people, they stay. And if they don't see 25 or 30 people, they leave, which I can understand. They're trying to drum up some of their business, so to speak. But what they don't realize is these smaller ones, these are the ones where people actually will stick and stay. When you get those 25, 30, 40 and on that have a lot of people in them, they ain't sticking and staying. They're literally gonna watch, if you're lucky, they'll watch your video 30 seconds, so it won't be considered spam, and then they're like fart in the wind. You'll never hear or see them ever again. And I've had a bunch where I've watched their videos and watched most of their videos and commented over 2 or 3 weeks, and when I didn't see nothing back, all right, especially if they're not big. I mean, if someone has 2, 3, 5, 6,000 subscribers and on, I stick and stay. But if you have the same amount of subscribers as I currently do, which is very small or smaller, and you're not going to stick around, if I'm putting out the effort and you're not going to put out any effort, then I give you 2 or 3 weeks and then I delete you. If I'm coming to watch your videos consistently and I'm commenting at least once or twice a week on your stuff and you ain't coming, then you're getting deleted, especially if you're a small channel like me. If you're a bigger channel, no, I stick and stay. I got like probably 300 of those people, and I completely understand, because when you get bigger, you just can't. That's the reality. You just make the content as good as you can so you can keep as many people invested in your quality of work. Oh, I got 4. You see, I did that one slide is what I did through, and I did that in the last video. It's a nice transition from one point to the other. I noticed at one point, some of my earlier videos, probably even up to 2 months ago, I was doing too much of that. I was doing swipes up and swipes down, and I think it got too distracting of the video and the content, and people just sign off, because I was looking at my analytics, and it was showing, right where stuff like that was happening, and it was just dropping right off. People, I mean, you had some my people that stay because they hopefully like me and like my content. They stay all the way through. But a lot of those, what's it? I think probably 40%, 50%, somewhere around there, drop right off. Right now in my videos, if I'm doing consistently, they're probably 35% is the ratio that people are watching if it's out like 2 or 3 weeks. Because that first week, it's people, especially if I do some, if I'm going onto people's sites and trying to get some drum up some business, those people are watching my video for maybe a minute at best, and it's just completely screws my analytics. That's why I try and watch people's at least 30, 40, 50%, because it just completely skews your analytics, and that makes YouTube look like, hey, your last 5 or 6 videos didn't do so well. We're going to knock you down, and we're not going to show you that much further out. And that's happened to me a little bit here. I mean, I was I was being thrown out like 42,000 hits, and I was getting back 6 and 7% on the clicks. And now I'm like 37,000, and I'm still consistently getting the same click-through rate. And so what's happening is people are, people that I go to these live streams, and people just not watching enough of the video, and they're watching my latest video, and I mean I have up there my 30-second, 40-second intro video to my channel, and so a lot of people hopefully look at that. There's some people that look at my actual real live 8 or 10 minute videos, and they're just skewing my view rate and everything terrible. And so you gotta be mindful of how much you do of like going to those different. Oh, I got 5 people. Woo! Going to those different creators that do live streams, and they're doing 100 and 200 people. Man, you got to make sure that over a week or two that you're really not cutting your click-through rate and stuff like that, because YouTube is going to knock you down, and next thing you know, you're at 30,000 when it comes to what they're throwing out your video for other content in the World Wide Web space. And so be mindful of that, people, that you don't cut your own throat just because the fact that you're trying to get more subscribers, but the subscribers you're getting, they're not watching your video long enough, and they're really screwing up your analytics. And so YouTube is now cutting back on. They think your people aren't watching your videos as long, and so they're knocking down exactly how many people that they're throwing your video out to. So be mindful of that. I've noticed that I've cut back on the big ones that I'm going to. I go to people's, but these 1 and 200 ones I don't go to anymore because it screws up your analytics terrible. Janar, hi Janar. Oh, thank you so much, lady. That is so sweet of you that you guys are coming to. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, Lady X-Ray says she's still here. She's a stick and stare, which is beautiful. So yeah. So any questions so far? So this is I did it as a loop. This was a 13-minute video completely, because YouTube was all about, well, this was last year too, so they're all like, oh yeah, make sure your video is at least 8 or 10 minutes long, because YouTube will send your video out to more people because of advertisements and all that. Well, I realized really quickly, until you get some people onto your channel or you make enough content that people will come and watch, that if you make these longer videos early on, it might not work out for you, because if you're not making, I mean, look at this video. This video is, compared to what my last video was, this is night and day. I mean, the color, the lighting, the sound, everything about it is just, it's not that good. And there's no really enticement for people to stay and watch this unless they're really invested in trying to get themselves, their symptoms better with this particular type of problem. Because that's what I initially thought I was going to do. Oh yeah, people, I'm going to talk about different types of problems and home treatments, and I'm just going to get lots of people come to me, because there's not a lot out there for that. There's really not. There's a couple larger content creators that kind of do this as physical therapists, and that's about it. There's a lot of other physical therapists that went out there and they kind of own their own business, and so they kind of try to do some YouTube as well as drum up some brick and mortar to their actual physical therapy site, their actual business. And so a lot of them die off, and so yeah, there's, as far as I can tell, there's no one really doing a show like I'm trying to get to. And so there are a couple physical therapists that do, just like what I'm doing here, have a problem, show you some stretching, show you some strengthening, and have a nice day. And that gets boring really quick unless you do this long enough, loud enough. The people that I'm talking about, they've been doing it for years. I mean, we're talking 7, 8, 9 years. That Bob and Brad physical therapy, they've been doing that for probably 9 or 10 years. So, and they got a good following. They have over 1 million subscribers, which is pretty insane. But they've been doing it for a long time. And they don't, I mean, they just kind of go back and forth for a few minutes talking to each other, and then they just go into whatever exercise they're going to do. So I really hope that, you guys take what I do and hopefully maybe do some of that, kind of take us to the kind of the next level of what video content can and hopefully should be. Oh, I got 5 people in here now. I got a Wilson. Oh, yeah. Uh-oh, we got a connect going on with Wilson Kana? A Kanana? Oh, I don't know how to pronounce that one. Yep, there's one thing that I'm not good at. Enunciation of names. That's why my name is Joe. Joe. 3 letters. Though my mom and dad named me Joseph, but that's only when I'm in trouble. So, yeah, I think this really can give us a good idea. Do you guys have any questions on this? So that's why when I look back at this to see, what could I have done better? What have I changed over time? Obviously I've changed a lot. I mean, I don't even film like this anymore. And, I have all types of props and music and stuff like that. I know one thing that I noticed that the more, the YouTubers that got a lot more subscribers that have been doing a lot longer, they really work a lot on their transitions as well as sound. I mean, whether it's, dropping the pillow on the floor and making a sound specifically for the pillow dropping, or whether it's me coming up from that position, and maybe if I did like a rocking chair, like I came up into a sitting position. I mean, there's some YouTubers out there that are really going high tech when it comes to every scene or every position. They're putting different sounds in to kind of keep you going in regards to that, and then also doing the visual transitions at the same time. So I'm nowhere near there yet, but I know what they're doing. I just realized I'm going to start by making my transitions a little bit better, as well as I'm going to start doing more characters, like I did my last video. I did Mr. Know-It-All So-and-So Doctor and Dr. Cool Cats, as well as Scully. I'm going to continue doing developing those 3 characters. So that's kind of like my shtick right now, and we'll see how that works and kind of go from that point, which in this case it's only me, myself, and I kind of talking at you right now. And pointing at you. Here I am talking about thank you for my subscribers. I think at that point I might have had maybe 25, But really, anybody that comes to your channel and hits the subscribe button and stays, that's a pretty darn good person, because they don't have to do any of that, honestly. Oh, I got Lady Z here saying Simply Adventures. Simply Adventures. Hi, Simply Adventures. Yes, I've had Simply Adventures as a subscriber for a while now. Very nice. I think I met them on Blue Wave, or another RV channel that I like to watch too. I like a bunch of their stuff. Not only that, I think my content can help a lot of those people. They are my age group, maybe a little bit younger, but definitely older age group, where if you're on the road, you're not going to some doctor, right? And so hopefully I can give them treatments that they can do at home. I mean, that's always nice to do, or in their RV or whatever. And it's kind of nice watching their stuff, because they're going out, whether they're in the some of them are obviously in the USA, and so they're seeing parts of the United States that I've never seen before. So it was kind of cool. One of them was I saw a reenactment of Doc Holliday, who was someone, I don't know if it was Simply Adventures, but it was it might have been Simply Adventures. One of them was, they went and they videotaped Doc Holliday out west somewhere, and the whole thing, so it was kind of cool to watch that. So stuff like that I like. There's Mango that came last night. He's one of my new subscribers. I subscribed to him. He's got a beautiful orange Dodge, and so I started I like cars. I'm a big car guy as well as stuff like that. I like to do the know-how stuff too, so I subscribed to one of his friends who works on engines and stuff like that and motors. So I like to learn a lot too. So. Lee, try not to put subs in, please, because YouTube is going to look at that as a big no-no. I definitely don't want to do that. I mean, I want at least doing this stuff. I love talking to you guys and everything, but I also want to be able to show this as time viewed too. I know if you guys start putting a lot of that type of stuff, then YouTube's going to look at that and at some point in time probably just take down this and not get any minutes at all for it. So, though I do understand how easy it is to type that word in. I mean, it only makes perfect sense. All right, I got 4 in the house. I lost someone. Jannar says Jannar blog. She's still here. Very nice. Thank you so much. I think Lady X-Ray's here probably still. She's wonderful. Probably Brooks Cruz is gone. They were here for a little bit right at the start. JJS Mix Vlog. She was the first here. She probably moved on or went to lunch or something like that. I can understand that. So hopefully I can get some more people in here. So here I'm trying to show people like what happens to the disc when it flattens out. I didn't have something nice like this at the time. This nice prop here would have been great to show in that video. Where it just kind of shows the disc kind of squishing down and then popping out to one side. Where it pops out and hits that nerve on the side. So, it's all about, sometimes, at least with me, it's all about visuals, props. If you ain't got props, they're just looking at this. It's literally, me doing this versus me showing this, it's like night and day. You're going to get people to stay watching something like this for a few seconds than they will just me talking. That's just facts. Thank you, Simply Adventures is still here. That's beautiful. I got 5 people. The reality is also is if people are on just their phone and they're not on a desktop or a tablet, they have to click out of the current site, which is me, go onto your site, watch your video, and then come back. And so there's a lot of that comes on sometimes too. So that's understandable. But probably 6 weeks ago, early January. It's probably long. Here we are going into April, so 3 months ago now. I started. I better start getting some models, and so I got the. What did I get first? I think I got this first, and then I went and got little Spiny. Got little Spiny here. Love this little guy. I went and got him, and then. After that, I went and got Scully. My beautiful Scully. He's cool. Went and got him. And then I went and got the Spine. Got Big Bertha here. Definitely need that. And I definitely want to get the ones with the femurs and stuff on the end because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, hip replacements and stuff like that that I want to go over, and damages to the hip like Bo Jackson's avascular necrosis. So I want to go. I think I might this next week's Wednesdays 6 o'clock live stream is probably going to be talking about hip replacements and knee replacements. I'm going to order the knee today. I just don't know if I'm going to get that model in time just because of how shipping and everything is because of this stupid virus. But for me, it's all about visuals. Visuals for my content, my shows, my content, my whatever channel is all about visuals all day long. And so making something that's really complex, actually, that it's making it pretty simple. Hence, Average Joe. This, I wasn't doing that then. This, I was just trying to figure out what the heck am I doing. Making a video, understanding editing is really all I was doing here. Figuring out some lighting, knowing where to look and where not to look at. Now it's second nature for me just to kind of look around versus staring at the camera. You kind of get used to the camera or get used to the audience as a whole, and so you're not really nervous anymore. And that just, for me, it just takes time. A lot of people, it just takes a lot of time to get used to doing that. And I really wasn't comfortable yet. I was very stiff. Now I move around a lot in my videos, which people like. People don't want to just sit here like this and just stare at you. That's kind of crazy. You don't want that. People get uncomfortable. You get uncomfortable. And then next thing you know, you can't find your words and you freeze up. What do you mean there's no sound? No sounds. Jannar blog. No, there's no sound on the pre-recorded video. I didn't put that on. I just thought it would be too much between the video going and then my voice, my active voice live going at the same time. I thought it would be just too distracting. So I muted this and then kept that part. So it makes it simpler that way. Nice to catch you, your LS today. It's my first time. Yes, Simply Adventures. Yes, it is your first time. Yeah, my Wednesdays, I try and do more education based. Where Wednesdays live, I talked about the SI joint and what the physicians do, whether it's injections or the different orthopedic tests to kind of rule in an SI joint problem, which is this joint right here that I talked about in my live, as well as my Saturday's video. And then Saturday's video is more of the treatment component of it, in trying to associate the difference between, are you having a low back problem or are you having an SI joint problem. So my Wednesdays, I'm doing more of an educational live stream, creator content getting together as well as non-creators. And then I think Sundays, which is obviously today, I think I'm going to do more of talking about older videos. And so that I'm not doing the same thing every time, that gets boring, for everybody. They're not going to, obviously one of them is people want to come and they want to connect and get your subscriber list up and, hopefully get someone that's going to be a solid connection that they will continue to watch and like your stuff. Yes, that's all fine and dandy, but I also want to give people some tips on, maybe the way they're doing their video, the way I'm doing my video, and how I hopefully can improve myself, and maybe that will help you. And then the Wednesdays is more as educational in regards to what my show topic is for that Saturday video. So I got 4 in the house right now. You've seen this loop a few times now. What do you guys think of the video? You guys think it's pretty decent? I mean, obviously there's no sound, but it's just me talking. But here I am just on the floor. Now I'm going to go on my stomach here. And now I'm not interacting at all. I'm not really interacting at all with the, I'm just lying here, and then I was like a few seconds there, like, what the heck am I doing? And I got back up and I'm like, well, I better change what I'm doing, because I'm lying here face down or sideways trying to talk to the camera, and that's not very good optics. So I come back into a sitting position and discuss more, which is, it's okay, but there's really no thrills, there's no eye-catching, there's no really nice movement transition to keep people actively watching and liking the content. It's just me talking, and that's, man, I'm not even moving around like I'm moving around here. At least I can start to do that stuff and move and show things. I wasn't even doing that, so this can get boring even very quickly. 10, 15 seconds if you're lucky, and then they've clicked off. So this video I thought would do very well. You know, at the time, it was my best video at the time. You know, did it do better than my other ones? Not really. I spent more time on it. It's way better than my first probably 3 or 4 videos that I did. If you see those, especially my first video that I did in late November, it's ghastly compared to this, or compared to what I just did last Saturday. So what did you guys, if you guys did see my video this last Saturday, what did you guys think about the different characters, Dr. So-and-so and Dr. Cool Cats and Scully? Do you think that that's a pretty good transition to go into, having more characters in regards to the content that I'm bringing? Well, we got 5 in the house. I'm just seeing what you guys think. So this also, when I did this video, when I did that swipe through black transition, I thought I was in. I thought I was locked in. I was like, yeah, baby. Now we're really talking some high tech stuff. I made a scene switch from one to the other versus just like cutting directly from one scene to the other. I thought I was like, wow, I've made it. But like I've said before, I hope over the next several videos that I get a little bit better with the transitions. But also, this is the old glasses thing that messes people up. Now I have one of my other, where is it at? I don't think I have it here. No, I don't. There's a ring light, and so when I was trying to get myself to light up a little bit better, I had a ring light. And the ring light, you can see, is literally going through my glasses as I'm talking. And so when my head moves around, it does that. So these first several videos I did, probably in the first 10 or 15, I'm sitting down. You know, I'm moving around a little bit, but for the most part, I'm pretty standing in one spot. People like interaction. You know, when I'm coming down, popping up and stuff like that, people like to see that. They don't like to see someone just, maybe if I did a few seconds. And I also thought this was great. You know, I always put this in because it's kind of like one of my trademarks, though I've made it a lot shorter over time. But yeah, just sitting down the whole time is terrible. People don't like at least my analytics tell me so, that people don't like you sitting the whole time. They want things moving all the time, so it keeps the person engaged, as well as the sounds and stuff like that. So I think probably my projection, hopefully by midsummer, is that I've incorporated pretty good the different characters into my show. I've incorporated some really good transitions, some nice smooth transitions from one scene to the next. That makes sense. It's not just a transition scene just to be a transition scene. And I hope to get to the point where by midsummer that I'm doing different sounds. Whether I drop something intentionally, but you don't think it's intentional, and it makes a different sound and stuff like that. I'm hoping that's where I'm at by midsummer. We'll see. That's kind of like one of my goals. Hi. Oh, I got some more people here. Mrs. San Maggie. How you doing, Rasidi? Coming on in. I got 7 in the house right now. I've had as many as just myself, and I've had, I think 7 or 8 is what I've had so far at the top. I think, like I said, we're going to get more people. Kind of gives me an idea when I should start these lives too. I probably should, this live maybe should, instead of started at 10, it probably should start maybe at like maybe 10:30, and then kind of gone from there. Kind of get people either late evening or afternoon in their time zone, as well as the Western and the Pacific time zones. They're kind of coming up and waking up and getting their morning started out, and so I think probably 10:30ish should probably be my Sunday live stream time, at least just from what I've seen so far. You guys want to connect? We got 7 babies, 7 hot ones in here. I know I have one that's not really a content creator, but she is. If she likes your stuff, hopefully she'll click on it and she'll become a subscriber. Pretty solid people here. People that come and see my stuff and actually watch my stuff and comment and come more than once, they're pretty solid people. They're looking, I think the stat, as I said last night, which still holds true, obviously, less than 24 hours later, is someone has to come to your site 6 times. So that's the other thing with these live streams, that you bring creators in, but if they never come back, Google's, the statistics of it says 6 times. 6. Oops, 6. 6 times. If they don't come and see you 6 different times, they might stay on you, but they don't come and watch your content, which does absolutely nothing for your viewership. Your watch time, people, when you get monetized, watching your actual commercials or actually buying your merchandise when you get to that point. If you're just getting subscribers and they never, they don't come, they just, they're there, but they never see your stuff, they're no better than if you went out and bought the subscriber themselves. The only difference is you didn't have to pay cash. But the quality of the person, they're just never there. So, it's sad, but that's the reality. Someone has to come and see your stuff at least 6 times. Oh, I'm down to 5. You see how quick they come in? Boom, 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 in and out. So we're going to get a lot of that. I noticed that stays pretty good. Oh, now we're down to 5. Boom, down to 5. And so I know with Gore, guitar, Mektar, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm probably still killing it. And a couple other people. They've been doing it consistently for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and they seem to get a following when it comes to the live stream. Now, whether they watch their content or not, they just come to their live stream. So I've noticed that too. When I go back and look at some of these guys and girls' different videos and see their viewers on those particular, I've looked as much as 10 videos back, 100, 80, 60, but they have like 4,000 and 5,000 subscribers. I saw one last night that was just almost 6,000 subscribers, and most of their videos, they had probably 30 videos. None of them were at 150. None. So out of 5,000 subscribers, they don't even have people watching, 100 of their people watching their videos out of 5,000 subscribers. They don't even get 100 views. Something's drastically wrong. If that's happening to you guys, something's drastically wrong. It should be at least, if you have 1,000 subscribers, you're at least getting between 80 and 100 people watching your views. If you have 5,000 subscribers, you should be at least seeing 200 and 300 people watching your views over, a 2 or 3 week period. They should, enough of your people should have come and watched. Your subscribers should have come and watched your video. So if that ain't happening, man, revamp. Something needs to happen. Either you got a lot of dead weight on you. Yeah, you're right there, Lady Z. A lot of useless subscribers, and the subscribers. Once you get 1,000, that's great. If you have 1,000 dedicated subscribers to you, watching your videos, watching the advertisements, or buying your merchandise, you're locked and loaded. You're going to make a lot more money monetary wise than if someone's got 10,000 subscribers and let's say they're getting like 2,500 views, right? Oh, 2,500 views. Well, yeah, but if you look at the ratio of how many subscribers they have and the ones that are actually watching versus if your subscribers, if you got 50, 60, 70% of your subscribers are actually watching your stuff, totally subscriber count means squat. Absolutely squat. It's all about ratio. So, yeah, and you have some of these, and I said this last night. Some guy had 100,000 subscribers. He's got like 2,500 and 3,000 views on his videos. The last like 5 or 10 videos, that's all he has is 3,000 views. Really? You have 100,000 subscribers and only 3,000 views? You're doing something wrong. It's ridiculous. How can you have that many subscribers and no one's watching your videos? Numbers look great until you dig down a little bit and see that no one's watching your content. Means you're not getting any monetary at all unless they're buying your merchandise, which some is if you're just gonna t-shirt, cups, you've got to be to buy a $25 shirt that has someone's emblem on it, you're a pretty solid subscriber. You're watching someone's video already. If you're gonna spend money on their merchandise, you're definitely watching their advertisement. I watch the advertisements, and I don't even, you know what I mean? And I try and watch at least the 29 or 30-second commercial, or at least let that run through. Sometimes I don't let the minute and 30-second one run through. Unless I'm doing something else, but I always let the 30-second one run through. I don't skip through that. Yeah. So I got Lady Z here saying that I only got 50 views for a day once I uploaded a video. Oh my God, not even an inch of 2K. Yeah. She also said here, I got 2K in my channel. I got only unique 800 viewers. Sounds weird. You mean like on your analytics you have 800 actual? If you have 800 dedicated subscribers and what's that? 800 views sounds weird. Does that mean like of your 2,000 subscribers, you're hoping that 800 watch your stuff? I mean, that's solid. That's a huge percentage. It's not quite 50%. Obviously, 50% would be 1,000. But you're floating in that 30, 40%, and that's what YouTube, the statistic is across the board. Most people, if they can get between 30 and 40% of their subscribers to watch their stuff, that's kind of like the middle of the road. That's what people are doing. Most people, when you're done with your video at the end of the day and you've had it on your channel for about a month, that's where you're going to see probably that 30 to 40%. Unless you're huge, you're not going to see that percentage off the first couple days. You got to have people got lives, people, or whatever. You got some people that really are awesome, and I thank a few of my subscribers out there that are. You make the video, they come and see it, which is, that's like a magical pixie dust flower there that you got there, and you want to keep those types of people happy because they are rare. But yeah, that's YouTube's analytics say 30 to 40% if you can get your subscriber base to watch. But that guy that had 100,000 subscribers and he's having 25 or 3,000 views, that's not even 10%. You know what I'm saying? It's he should be in the 20, 30,000 view mark. If he's got 100,000 subscribers, that would be 20 and 30%. On your analytics. Yeah, Lazy. You should be floating Your click-through rate should be at least 2% or higher of your total amount that that YouTube is actually throwing it out there to the YouTube world. 20,000 hits they'll do, or 30,000, or 40, or 10, or wherever you're at. And of those, someone that comes and clicks and looks on it and watches it, it should be at least 2%. If you're not at least your click-through rate of 2%, something's wrong. YouTube is going to really downgrade you very fast. They might give you a few hits your first day or something like that because it's a new video. But after that, it's going to drop off quick. And that's what happens with a lot of video logs. That's the reason why I also made my content the way I do mine. Is this is stuff that's going to be pertinent 6 months from now. If you have an SI joint problem 6 months from now, that's totally different than if you're doing a video log on the current state of the virus. 6 months from now, people ain't going to give a rat's you know what when it comes to the state of the virus versus an SI joint or an ankle problem. Or, that's why you want to make your content that's going to last, because you want to make money on your video 6 months from now, a year from now, whether you have to re-promote it like I'm doing right now, okay? So you have to somehow take those videos that you worked hard on and kind of refresh them somehow, whether you're doing something like I'm doing, or however you want to do it, or the type of content you make. You got to make it to where it's going to last. Otherwise, you're going to have to make content every single day because you're just doing the state of affairs for that day. And 2 weeks from now, you're going to be down to 0% people watching your video. So, Lady Z, what's your typical views on your video? I haven't looked at yours, but what's your actual view? Like, let's say a video you made 2 weeks ago. How many people watched your video that you made 2 weeks ago? I got 4 people in the house still. People coming and going, sticking and staying. Here we go. Lady Z's probably thinking, or she's looking back at her video 2 weeks ago, or she don't want to talk about it right now, which I don't blame her. But I think my last video I just made Saturday, I think I had 45 views in probably the first 7 or 8 hours is what I got. And that's kind of like where my norm is right now, between 30 and 45 views I'm getting in the first day. And then within the first couple weeks, I get another probably 50 or 60. So I'm at about 100 to 120. My last, I think, 4 or 5 videos is like that. So that's where I'm at in my view count, which kind of makes sense. I have 1,200 people subscriber-wise, and so that's really what I'm getting at this point. People that are watching my stuff, I'm getting, 10%. 100 people for 1,000 is 10%. So for me to be 30%, I'd have to have 300 views. I know some of my videos I did fairly well, at least for me as a small YouTuber. I got some videos that are 800, 700. I don't pick my intro. My intro is because people come and they click on it and some new subscribers. So that's got, I think, close to 1,000, but that's not actual, content that I made a video specifically to help people with. That video I made for people to come and click on it so they don't have to mess up my click-through rate and everything else. So she says she's got 100. I hope that's an I. I'm assuming that's supposed to be 146 views so far. Not 46. 46 views so far, host. Does that mean, Z, that you have 46 views or 146 views so far? So she's thinking. Maybe there's a little bit of a lag, even though I got perfect speed and I don't have a lag on my system at all, or a holdback time rate wise. You know, you can hold your video coming out 30 seconds to a minute or whatever. I don't have that at all. Mine is supposed to be live stream, but there's still a little bit of a delay by the time, you know, it gets to the camera, it gets to the computer, it gets downloaded, and then pops up to the world. So there's probably like a, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 second delay. Yes, I have 146 views for one video only. Okay, well that's not bad. I mean, that's, you know, when we look, so you think you have 2,000 subscribers, yes, you probably, you know, you're floating around the less than 1%, right? You know, right, 1% would be 200, right? If you had 2,000 subscribers, and if 200 people came and saw you, that would be 1%. So yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where a lot of those, and I remember you saying last night that you know, you're spending quality time, your time watching other people's videos, and they're not coming to you. You need to do exactly what I did, girl. You need to give them a couple weeks. Some people don't even do that. I've talked to a bunch of content creators. They don't even give people the time of day. They don't give them 2 weeks. I try and give you a week or two, just because God, you know, God only knows what's happening in your life. But within 2 weeks, if some of these people that you spent your time and watching and stuff, they're not coming to you, you need to delete them. I mean, if you have 2,000 people that, and the reality is, you know, if not even half of them are watching your stuff, you only need to have 1,000 subscribers. You know, you need to have 1,000 good subscribers, not 2,000 crappy ones. You know, so that's the reality also. You got the number, but you ain't got any quality. It's the same as me. I mean, I got 1,200 people subscriber wise, but I probably only have at best probably 150. You know, of those 1,200 people that actually will watch and come and see my stuff. You know, the ones that have 700 and 800 views on my channel are ones that I've had out for a couple months, and they're medically based. There's people that are looking for SI joint problems, or ankle problems, or back problems, or neck problems, or shoulder problems, or just chronic pain issues. So those are the videos that did well just out on YouTube, whether I was making more content or not. People just liked them. I used TubeBuddy, so it ranked well on those particular topics, and they're continuing to rank well, so people continue to watch them. But are they coming to my channel and subscribing? I have no idea. I've tried to look into YouTube analytics to see if I could find it. There's no way to find out. All I have is a click-through rate and percentage of people that watch my videos. I don't know which ones actually saw a separate video and then came and clicked and subscribed to me, because I have gone out myself and being an advocate of my own content and trying to get other people to subscribe to me. I don't know, when I see a plus sign for that video that says new subscribers to that particular video, I don't know if it's someone that I went to their content and clicked on, or whether they specifically searched me out and then became a subscriber. I have no idea. Yeah, you gotta, lady, you're right. You gotta let the leaves that die off the tree. You gotta rake them up, put them in the bag, and throw them away, girl. You know, you can't keep them hanging in the yard. All they're gonna do is make your yard look ugly. That's a nice metaphor, right? You can't keep these subscribers that ain't going to interact with you at all just to keep your numbers up. And for what? I mean, you're already at the 1,000 mark. I mean, anything other than that is gravy. If they're actually going to watch your stuff, then that's awesome. And if if they want to interact, that's what you want. And that's what the subscriber count's for. It's all about viewerships, views. That's why YouTube's big on views. If people ain't watching you or watching your content for enough period of time to make it a decent view count, then it's a meaningless number. You know, like my good friends, Milda family, they're a channel, a live streaming channel, and they're up. I think I've seen you on there, the Milda family, and they initially started out their channel. I went back and looked at them as being content creators, doing gags and stuff like that with his wife and his family. And now he's pulled away from that and he's just doing lives, and he does a little bit of content creator, but he does mainly those lives throughout the week. He's got 10,000 subscribers or whatever, or he just hit the 10,000 mark. He's not making any money unless someone's buying his merchandise. That's why he just went to merchandise on his coffee cups and stuff like that. Unless you're someone like me that gives some pocket change. He's trying to do it by, I'll promote your channel with, if you give me $20, I'll put you as a little bit of a stream, like what this is, and so it kind of pops up and shows your particular content for a few seconds, and that's how he's making stream money that way. But he's got no advertisements or anything like that, and I don't think, at least at this point, YouTube's not looking towards that at all, because in reality, I don't know how long YouTube will allow those, because some of that truly is just sub for sub, and that's meaningless. You got 2,000. I got 1,200 people, and there's probably 60% of them are probably people that won't ever watch my stuff. I mean, I've gone out and I've watched everybody. I mean, I have, I don't know, 700 subscribers or whatever that I have on mine that I've looked at, and I've looked through all those and watched those and clicked them and never heard from people again. So I will be over the next week or two dumping a lot of those people if they don't come back and look at my content. I've looked at their stuff. They're not going to look at mine that are smaller than me or the same size as me. Piss on it. I say get rid of them and try and bring in some decent people that want to be active, want to be creative and stuff like that. Oh, I got a new one here. Hi. Probincancaria. Oh, I'm messing that one up. I'm sorry. Yes, you guys can go ahead and connect. There's 5 people here in the house right now. There's been as many as 8 or 9, I think. Some people coming and going. We're going over my video that I played here. If you have any questions in regards to some neck or back issues, and that's kind of what this video was basically talking about, people that have degenerative disc and how you would treat that, and the misconception of what really the term degenerative disc is in the first place. It's not a disease. Yes. This lady here, she does some lives, she does some content creator. She's the same as me. If I only depend on few views, oh boy, I will reach my threshold for a year, haha. So thank to Super Chatters, it gives life to my channel. Yeah, I mean, the Super Chatters is what YouTube did, late last year, 2019, they put in that thing for people that do live streams, the Super Chats. I mean, I was over, where the heck was I? I was at that guy that plays the guitar all the time. Oh shoot, I can't remember his name, but man, Super Chats were giving him, he got within, I was there for an hour, he got a $200 Super Chat, he got 100, a 50, like 3 or 4 10s, a bunch of $1 and $2 ones. I mean, he got probably $500 in just an hour in Super Chats. And I think he has maybe like 100 and, there might have been 110 or 115 people there at that point. And that was one of the bigger ones I saw that were in there. So, I mean, that was crazy. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, live chat you can make money, but you better be doing some exciting stuff. Whether it's showing stuff, he's playing the guitar and playing some music like that. So that's the reality. I mean, you gotta definitely thrill the people somehow. So otherwise, they're going to click out. Like my stuff here. I'm showing this, and I'm hoping that helps out, as well as discussing my viewpoints with my channel, my content, as well as my old videos. What country am I? I am the good old US of A. Yeah, I'm in the United States. So don't hate me. But yeah. Apparently we're not doing so well with our health right now. Apparently we have a lot of people that are sick with that virus, and our incline is still going up from what I could see. It ain't coming down yet, which is kind of scary. I know some countries it's actually, and everybody's locked. I mean, it's state by state for the most part, but we're getting it where everybody's basically just staying at home. They're locking down the restaurants and the beauty salons and the bars and all that stuff. The different states are kind of basically closing them down for whoever knows, probably 3 or 4 weeks, and try and get a handle on reducing the spread of the virus. Oh yes, the Philippines. I got a bunch of my brothers and sisters that live in the Philippines. Yep. So it's what, you're 6 or 7 hours ahead in the Philippines. No, that guy doesn't need content. No, if he's making that kind of money, I mean that's what I just saw that day, lady. I didn't see. He was on a long time. I mean, when I went back the next day and saw it, he was on like 6 or 7 hours. So I don't know. I mean, let's just say that was the best rate, but he got a few more. He might have got $1,000 for that. That's impressive. I mean, but he's been doing that for a while. He's been doing that a while. He didn't start that yesterday, and he didn't start that 4 months ago. That's the other thing I like to see, is I like to go back to people's videos and just scroll down and see how long they've actually been doing content. I see some people that have like 6 videos and they have like 3,000 subscribers. I'm like, what? How the heck can you have 3 videos in your entire catalog and have 3,000 subscribers? Obviously that's just silly. That's just a big waste of time. She says, where in the US of A? I am a state called North Carolina. I'm originally from the state of Pennsylvania. Worked in New York State. I've lived in Maryland. I've lived in Texas as a child. But I live in the state of North Carolina for the last 5 years, since 2015. And so I'm loving it, and I'm staying. Though some of my family wishes I didn't. Oh yeah, your grandparents live in this area that are elderly. Yeah, it's better to stay at home, but I'm actually a healthcare provider and I have to go to work. Though I am mitigating some of the stuff that I'm doing. I also worked part-time in a nursing home too, and I've kind of stopped that right now just because, I'm working with outpatients all day long, and heaven forbid I'm one of those people that's just a carrier and I don't have any symptoms, or if I have little symptoms and I don't think of anything of it and I give it to somebody in a nursing home, I'd feel awful. So I'm not doing the nursing home bit right now just because I don't want to accidentally spread it to someone else. Oh, they're in the state of, as Arnold Schwarzenegger would say, California. Yep, good old Cali. Never been to California. Apparently they have 5 seasons there. The rest of the world has 4. California has 5. It's called fire season. That place is always on fire every year. Hi, Cooking with Cookins. It's Cookins here. All right, what are we making? Cooking with Zuli. Hi, hi, Zuli. Yes, hopefully come. Hopefully connect with other people. I've been talking about my channel, Google's analytics. I've been talking about, this is my older video that I did way back when, and how I've improved, and how I even thought I was improving back then, and how you want to continue to improve your content, the type of content you make, how it's made, all the thrills and chills that you can do within your content to keep people actively watching for a longer period of time, because it's all about watch time, the big W. Big W. If you ain't got the big W watch time, you're wasting your time. No big W, and that's about it, because that's all it's about. At the end of the day, that's what Google wants, and that's what the platform wants, is people watching it and watching it longer. Hopefully you make good enough content that, hopefully, it's including myself, hopefully I make decent enough content. Oh, thank you, Simply Adventure. Yes, our front line is trying to keep us safe. Yeah, I mean, my hands are chapped half the time because I've been using cleaners so much with gloves and stuff like that, and finally the weather's starting to change so that my hands aren't dried out all the time, which ain't good either, because they're a good way to get yourself exposed to something is by having a crack in your skin. But yeah, wash your hands, keep your distance. You know, those are the basics. Keep your hands away from your face. Unfortunately, humans are about 3,000 times per day they put their hands to their face. So easier said than done with human nature, because you know we are consistent with that anyways, human nature. Rubbing your eyes, rubbing your nose, rubbing your lips, rubbing your ears. Any mucous membrane, which would be your eyes, nose, mouth, you know, can expose you, not even realizing it. Doorknob. You know, it's frightening out there, you know. The reality is you know, listen to CDC, listen to the World Health Organization, and listen to the physicians. Don't listen to the lawyers. Don't listen to your Democratic or your Republic or your whatever. They're not physicians. Listen to your physicians. Don't listen to your politician. They're a politician. If they're a politician and a medical doctor, great. But if they're only a politician, they probably know less than I do. This nice lady said she's only been doing it for 1 month and 2 weeks. So we're basically 6 weeks. She's 6 weeks doing YouTube. Yeah, I've been doing it since, like I said, late November of last year. So I've been doing it, 4 or 5 months now. And I'm getting better. This video I was better than my first probably 4 or 5 videos before this one. And if you see my new videos that I do now, yeah, they're hands down way better than this one. They're better because I've been doing it for long enough and just trying to, you know, make my craft better, a better craft. And so, though the content itself was sound back there, I'm talking about the piriformis. I'm talking about not rotating your back to irritate it, you know. And excuse me, I need water. I'm talking too much. You know, the content I'm talking about, doing extension here and stuff like that. So the material itself is good. It's just how I presented it is not as good. So if I did that same video today, it would be totally different. I'd have Dr. So-and-so, and I'd have Dr. Cool Cats. I'd have them coming in and out talking about, you know, the disc issue versus the other guy saying it's a disease versus the other guy saying no, it's not a disease. I'd have that kind of conflict going on. I'd have Scully coming in and saying, all right, guys, this is not really a disease, and these are the exercises we're going to do, you know, and I'd have myself showing the model, you know, showing actually what happens to the disc over time, starts to flatten out and it doesn't lift up as much. And so I would have the exact same content. I would just present it in a much better stimulating way with background music and maybe I'd have, something lit up here, with one of my After Effects graphics and stuff like that. So that's the kind of where I'm at right now versus back then. I was just kind of throwing a pillow around, lying down. So night and day. Sure, sure. I'll come to your live stream tomorrow. Absolutely. Um, but I was like saying earlier, yeah, I don't. Yeah, the reality is, I just want to make sure that when I do other people's live streams now, that I just don't get like people that subscribe and they don't watch none of my stuff. I mean, I don't. At this point, I like subscriber count and number and stuff like that, but really, it's all about viewership. About viewership at this point for me. If people ain't gonna come and watch my stuff, because maybe they're not interested in my stuff. That's positive. I mean, hey, maybe they don't have any back problems. They don't care about any of this stuff. Then that's fine. Maybe they just care about the outdoors, or someone hiking, or someone doing aerial pictures with their drone all day long. Maybe that's what they like, or someone that likes melodic music and they're watching a snowflake come down all day long. I mean, that's what they like. So, but hopefully the people I get, the people that are actually going to watch my stuff, and excited about maybe helping their parent, or helping themselves, or helping someone they know, or gaining a little bit of knowledge for themselves. So if they do get hurt, they know how to treat themselves. So that's kind of like what I'm trying to get. I'm not trying to get subscriber numbers anymore. I mean, I want more, but that's not my end all to be all. And it probably should be the same for everybody. Trying to get to that elusive 1,000 is really, that's not really what the elusiveness is. Getting people to come and watch your stuff and stay connected with you week after week after week after week, and you staying consistent, making good videos, making good content, and staying consistent when you're actually dropping that stuff on YouTube. Because we're all creatures of habit. If I consistently do stuff Wednesday, if I consistently do stuff Saturday, and I consistently start to do this stuff on Sunday, you're going to get more people. You just, it's all about attrition rate. How long and how good can you keep that routine going, and liking it. I like doing this stuff. This isn't work for me. I like talking about videos and how I did them, and how crappy they were, or how good they were. This is exciting stuff for me. This just kind of gets me up and going. Some other people, they would think of this as, oh God, I got to go online and I got to talk to people. I like doing this stuff. And actually makes me a better communicator too. So when I start to have to do more presentations, I feel comfortable doing presentations because I've been presenting to the camera for the last 4 or 5 months straight. So I got a new skill set. I'm going to continue to do this stuff because I like doing it. And I've learned a lot, and I continue to learn a lot, and I hope you guys do too. Why, thank you, Cooking. That's so sweet of you. Yes, and I am continuing to make better content. I see that if you saw, even let's say you go back a video I did a month ago. This video was done like 3 months ago. But if you even go back a month ago versus the video I did, the last 2 videos I did, you can see how much better I've gotten. And that's what you guys should see with your guys' channels, is the better, make an arc and keep improving. Whether it's, like I said, the visualization, the color, how you colored everything, the sound, the picture quality, your interactions with the camera. How whether you want to make something scene funny, or whether you want to make a scene scary. Like there's one group that I follow. I'm awful with names, like I told you before, but they have a channel where they go to these old haunted scary houses and they try and listen for dead people voices on recordings. That's kind of cool. It's a paranoia too, but paranormal YouTube channel, and it's cool. So I like looking at that stuff. So as well as making my own content, I look at some of the stuff you guys are doing and seeing if I can incorporate some of your guys' stuff in my own videos. Oh, I got 7 again in here. I got Chris Nill, Lauerdor. You guys want to connect? That would be awesome. I'm sure there's other people in here that would love to connect with you too. I got Cooking in here. I got a bunch of people that are here that want to connect. And that's always nice to see. Yeah, I think over the next several weeks, I think we'll get more and more people in here. I think this is a nice time slot. This like 10:30-ish Eastern Standard Time. For me anyways, and other people's times. Hopefully I can get more people coming in. So I think I'm going to change my edit my channel art, and I think I'm going to add their Sundays lives in the morning. I'm going to also put in there, so that'll give me 3 good days that I can continue to make stuff. I don't want to do more than that because I think it's going to make my video suffer on Saturday, because it does take time to think about what I'm doing and how I'm going to do it and how I'm going to video it and edit it and all that other happy jazz that I talked about. So yeah, I think I'm probably at my max. 2 lives and 1 video a week is probably, to keep my content fresh and live. I think that's probably the best I should do right now. Oh, thank you so much, Cooking. That's very sweet of you. Yeah, I'm trying to set myself aside from what other people are doing, whether it's their live streams, or whether it's my content my show I do on Saturday, or my live stream on Wednesday, which is more educational and trying to figure out, as well as people connecting on Wednesday too. But I want that Wednesday it'll be a little bit different than today's, versus obviously being totally different than my show on Saturday. So that's kind of like my shtick, and I hope I don't copy anybody, because that's not what I want to do. Like, there's one guy, his name is Happy. I think I don't know if he's Spanish or I think he speaks Spanish. That doesn't mean he's Spanish though. But he's a live stream guy, and he's got like the green screen, and he's got this face thing that makes his face look different, characters and stuff like that. And he does live streams with loud music and stuff like that. He's going all out. I mean, that's his shtick. That's, I definitely wouldn't want to encroach on how he's making his content. Thank you, Simply Adventure, for coming. Yeah. It's the Philippines. It's 6 or 7 hours, so we're dealing with your late afternoon, evening. Yeah, you're 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, I got R3 Healthy in the house. R3 is in the house, people. I got 7 now. Some people coming, some people going, some people staying. That's always nice to see. Going over my video here. If you guys have any questions about this older video, this was on degenerative disc, and this I made probably 3 months ago, and going over what I did differently then than obviously what I'm doing with my videos today. Oh, thank you, R3. That's very nice of you. I think there's some people you could probably connect in here, RV or R3. I got 8. Maybe I'll get some more. Hard to tell. I think as many as I've gotten with any of my live streams right now. I think I got 12, 13 people at one point. Something like that. And that was a Wednesday's live stream. So I've only been doing live streams, I think, maybe 6 or 7 times. So I think the more I get consistent, and seeing what people want to watch, I might put a couple videos versus just looping one video over and over again that I wanted to talk about, because my live streams are a little bit longer. It's a nice interaction that people can look at. Not a lot of people. I'm just here. Okay. If you want to connect, that's great too. It's up to you. I know it's late over there in the Philippines. And you'll be going into Monday morning again. and have to go back to work or whatever your routine is Monday through Friday. We're not. Yeah, North Carolina. They did it. I think the governor of North Carolina said Friday or Saturday. Might have been yesterday. I can't remember. It's probably yesterday, Saturday. That Monday, tomorrow, I think 5 p.m. They're locking it down to where unless you have to go to a particular medical doctor appointment or the grocery store or something that's necessary. Other than that, stay home. They want you shopping at Walmart all day long for clothes if they go for groceries or something like that. But they already closed down the bars, the restaurants. You can still go to those, but they're takeout only, and that's been the last several weeks. The necessity people like myself, healthcare workers, and if you work for the garbage company or something like that. The utility companies and stuff like that got to keep the world going. Those are necessity. But if you're somebody who just bangs on a computer all day at a desk talking on a call center, you're probably either working for home or you're out of work right now. No work in the Philippines. Yeah, I mean some of these countries that aren't United States, they lock people down quick. I mean, like holy cow. Like China did, or South Korea, where they basically you come out of your house, they can put a bullet in your head. The good USA of A isn't going to do that, but we are going to take precautions and obviously, be logical and make sense to not only help yourself, but help so that you don't get someone else possibly sick and then passing away. If you're a healthy adult without any pre-existing conditions, yeah, you can still get sick. Obviously, you're not a robot. The likelihood of you dying from it is very, very small if you're healthy and you don't have any pre-existing conditions. But history of asthma or asthmatic stuff or COPD or emphysema or COPD or some sort of cystic fibrosis in your lungs or some huge have allergies and it affects your lungs a lot. Yeah, you're in trouble if you get this. I don't care how young or old you are. You get this thing and you're young and you have a history of lung problems. You're in some serious trouble if you catch this. You'll probably end up being in the hospital. I'm just going to call you probe because I can't enunciate the rest because it's probably in Spanish or something else because I don't speak Spanish. I'm learning slowly. Buenos dias. Hola. The other phrase I know is Haki Delor. I think that's another one. Vámonos. Andale. So I know a few phrases, but trust me, I don't even know how to get to the bathroom in Spanish. So yeah, Pro Cooking says they'll be over. I like to give people when I do that at least a day. They might come over immediately. The reality is if they don't come and see your content and give you a healthy comment in a day, then delete them. You gave them a whole day. And I know when I checked my spam box, I had 140, 137, something like that, people that YouTube put into my spam box that I had to go through most of them yesterday. I didn't get through all of them, but I got through a bunch of them. And so you got to be mindful. If you don't watch that video for at least, I try and do at least 2 or 3 minutes, and then leave a decent comment, blah, 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 here I am, new friend or whatever. YouTube's probably going to kick that in the spam. So I got seven in the house. You got seven in the house right now. You got me on the floor again. And so I did get a comment. This was probably when I was doing more like showing people the exercises versus going on treatment techniques that you can do at home type of spiel. I was doing more just the old exercise, stretching, strengthening type concept versus actually getting people treatment techniques, whether it's stretching, mobilizations, taping techniques, pain management stuff like TENS units and lidocaine patches and all this other stuff that I've incorporated in my treatments. I just did some stretching and strengthening back then, and it really kind of fell flat. That kind of stuff did. So I've added a bunch of new stuff, obviously, since then. Got 7 in the house. Do you guys have any questions about this video or degenerative disc, which is what this video was about? See, I tried to be animated. This is when I realized I needed. I was still sitting when I was doing these videos, which is obviously I do some sitting, but I definitely break up sitting and standing than with just sitting for the entire video or lying on the floor. But I tried to be. I realized I started to need to be more animated so that people could at least interact with me more. When I did this video versus my older ones, I wasn't animated at all. But I did get a comment. Now I think back what I was going to say. I did get a comment on this one video. It's like, you're always on the floor when you do these videos, and I thought to myself, oh boy, okay, someone's been watching me and they're seeing just the same kind of spiel over and over again. You know, when you make your videos and you start making them stamp or cookie cut method, people start to notice that, and you start to lose your viewership as well as how long people watch your video for in the first place. Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, all in all, I mean, if you looked at my new video is more of a show. This was more of you know, me just trying to figure out how to edit a video correctly, kind of start, beginning and end, making it at least cohesive and make it make sense of what I was doing throughout the whole thing. You know, showing some props like here with a cookie and stuff like that, and trying to make it funny, like, oh, I ate the cookie, you know, like you would eat your disc, ha 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 type bit. You know, it's some stuff that I don't think is funny. People think it's funny and vice versa. So you never know when you do a scene or doing your content whether something's going to come off tongue in cheek, so to speak, or whether someone's going to be offended. You try not to, because obviously you don't want to offend your people that's watching your videos. That's kind of stupid. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I mean, I was clear. The lighting wasn't too bad, but you know, I was actually probably overall the video is probably too bright for it. You know, a lot of my videos now I've changed the lighting and the color a little bit, so it looks more eye catching to you, and so it doesn't strain your eye as much when something's too bright all the time. Done back, please, guys. Chris Nils looking for someone to send some love back. So we'll give them a little bit of time. They'll come and see your stuff. I promise. These people that come here, they're actually going to watch your stuff. If they subscribe to your channel, they're people that are trying to make content and want people to come and see their stuff, and they definitely will come and see your stuff, because it's silly if you expect that people are going to watch your stuff but you never go and see theirs. Like 3 weeks go by, you know, you hear is crickets from someone else that was, you know, supposed to watch your stuff. So you gotta be mindful of that, giving people some time to watch your stuff. That's interesting, Probe. Your Pronankara or Procanara, or however you pronounce that, because I'm awful at enunciating names. Kind of cool channel art that you got there. It's almost like fizzles or bubble. Where's your videos? Where's your, is that your, I guess that's your home. That's your channel art there. Your channel art really doesn't tell me a whole lot. Maybe if I went onto the regular channel versus just my phone. But I know Gort, there's a couple other people, but Gort Qatar, he does his lives. He goes over people's channel art and stuff like that, and he went over mine and changed some things. He's a good guy to go to. It's a shout out to Gore, G-O-R, Makar, M. Let me see if I can find it here. M-A something. Gormkhitar, and he's got some cool stuff over there. Throw a little shout out to Gore here. Let's see if you guys can see it. I'll come up here. Let me tilt it correctly so you can see it. So that's his channel. He does like channel art. Nice guy. He's got 1.5 subscribers now. So if we go and we look at his channel for a second here. So if I go back, he's got 1.5 subscribers. But if you look at how many views that he's got a few that's got like 140, 100, 157. His last one 2 days ago was 192 views. So he's not doing bad, but you gotta also understand he's been doing this for a while. But he says how to optimize your YouTube video title for more views like a pro. So this was a live stream. So you have to also look at live streams versus actual video content. So when you actually look at his video content, he's floating around the 100 to 150 views, and so don't beat yourself up there. What was I thinking here? Lady Z, don't beat yourself up with a percentage of how many people are coming to watch you versus how many subscribers. All of us small tiny YouTubers, our percentage of people that are watching is still below the 20 or 30% threshold when you see how many views versus how many subscribers you actually have. So he's got 1,500 subscribers or 1,500, and he's only getting like 100, 150 views on his videos that are a couple weeks. Some of them are 70 views. Some of them are only 60 views, and so that's the same way with me. All of us are kind of floating around that same viewpoint. So don't beat yourself up too much. Oh, I got a question here. Cooking with Zeal. I used to have pain on in my spine. Sometimes I will have to look at your videos. Yes, Cooking, that would be very nice of you. If you look at my playlist, let's see if I'm smart enough here. If you look at my playlist, and if you look under spine, so if you go to my playlist, okay, and you look under spine, or spine pain, it's got treatment for thoracic, it's got how to avoid pain, and so if you look at that, geez, I'm doing terrible with it, I'm sorry, got a heck of a reflection to it too, so sorry about that, guys and girls, but it's got a bunch of stuff in there. I've tried to change my channel art over the last, if you've noticed, over the last 3 or 4, no, let's say the last 3. The last 3 channel art, I've tried to add more After Effects, because I use After Effects, Adobe After Effects a lot. And Premiere Pro is my editing program that I use on all my stuff. And so I try to do more After Effects and learning more of that aspect of editing, and I'm continuing to learn, and will probably continue to learn until the day I die when it comes to that kind of stuff, and trying to put that into my channel art as well as into my thumbnails. And so to try and make your thumbnail pop out even more, try and do something along those lines. You always want to do have yourself in front of the picture, have yourself smiling or doing something, interacting. You know, a lot of times you want the picture, the thumbnail to tell everything. You don't need to put any text. Well, unfortunately, I still put text in mine because I'm privy to text. I don't do a lot. I think my last one was like fixing SI pain or something like that was my thumbnail. I got 5 back in the house. 5, I lost a few. Lost a few. And Pro says at Chanel or Chris Chanel, yeah, Chris Nil, I will for you on my house. So basically, they're going to go ahead and they're going to connect and subscribe to one another, which is a beautiful thing because I think the ones that are coming here, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm going to toot my own horn a little bit here. The people that are here today are going to come and watch your stuff. I know R3 was here for a little bit. I think it's been a week or two since I've been over there, so that reminds me I better go hit them up today too. But that happens every once in a while. Now I'm getting that 1,200 mark. I went through and watched as many as I can of people that it's come and at least watched or commented on my videos is what I've been looking at right now. So that's where I'm at, and my channel is like the 100 and some people, 100 and whatever has come and see my my last 2 or 3 videos. Those are the ones I'm going to go and watch and continue to subscribe to. That's kind of like where I'm at. If someone hasn't come in the last 3 videos, which is the last 3 weeks, you know, they'll stay on me for, you know, because I'll stick and stay, but I'm probably not going to go watch any of their videos if they haven't watched the last 3 weeks of mine at all or commented on it. Pro says she's still here. She's still listening. Oh, that's very sweet of you. So here I am on the floor again talking, which is what you don't want to do for the first, like, I don't know, 30, 40 seconds consistently. You know, people's attention span is probably 8 to 10 seconds. What do they say? To catch someone when they first click on your video, you got to catch them in the first 8 to 10 seconds. Otherwise, they click off. I probably get my click-through off rate is probably 20%. It's probably 20% the first minute. I probably have 80% of people that click on my channels are still there after a minute. And then it probably drops after about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. It drops down to probably 40% are still left out of that 100%. So 60% have left. And so you get halfway through my video, and I'm probably somewhere between 35 and 37% are still there and watch the majority of the video left. So that's my rate right now. Is probably between, you know, that 33 to 37% of my video gets watched for the majority of it. I'm doing live stream too. Well, yes, you do have to drink water or tea or something to keep your voice going. But also having something also running at the same time also helps to throw people's eyes away so they're not always just staring at you or having a model and maybe kind of talking about that for a minute. But yeah, you definitely need to continue to partake in water or something to keep your vocal cords nice and lubricated so you don't cause any vocal strain. I got 5 in the house. 5, big 5. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, right? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. 5. Got 5. Count me, it's cinco, seis, right? Cinco, seis. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. Ocho. No, I'm missing one. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. Siete, ocho, nueve días. I think that's 10. I'm getting there, people. Baby steps when it comes to me and learning a different language. Are you new in YouTube? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. Yes, thank you. Yes, yes. Are you new in YouTube? I guess. I'm new. Haven't even been doing this 6 months. Late November after Thanksgiving is really when I started to upload any videos. So let's say December, January, February, March. So we're just starting April. So 4 months. I've been doing this for 4 months right now. So I guess, like everybody else, you have to start somewhere. And so you caught me on the beginning of me actually doing a channel and doing this as hopefully as like a second or third job, because that's really what it's not a job. I love doing this. But I love being a physical therapist too, so I don't think of that as a job. I hate the paperwork. Paperwork is a job. Job is doing that stupid paperwork all day long. If I could just be a physical therapist and see people and get them better and not have to worry about paperwork, that would be a dream. If there's a heaven, that's what it is. It's me just treating people, getting them better, and not have to worry about squat about paperwork. R3 is still in the building. How do I make an R? That's a P. Is that like an R? I don't know. Maybe that's a puppet. I can't make the letter R. I can draw a letter R. R3 is still in the house. Oh, I got her speaking Spanish to me. Siete, ocho, nueve días. That is Tagalog 2. That is a Tagalog 2. That is a Tagalog. Our national language is Philippines, and that is also Spanish, I think. Well, I have to take your word for it, because that probably is. Oh, what's the live stream girl that I watch all the time and I watch her videos? She's from the Philippines. It's probably where I saw you at. Oh, I watch her. I told you I'm terrible with names. Let me see if I can find her. She is such a sweet lady. Let's see. Gonna go over some of my subscribers. What is her name? I watch her all the time. Oh, well. I watch Maggie a lot. Sunshine Cooper, that's her name. Sunshine Cooper. Sunshine Cooper. I'm going to give you a shout out here, Sunshine. You haven't come to me. That's alright, I still love you, Sunshine. Sunshine Cooper, here's her channel. Here's Sunshine Cooper. Oh, she's actually doing a live right now. Here she is. Sunshine Cooper. She's actually doing a live right now. It's probably why that girl does lives all the time. If I tried to work around everybody's lives, I'd never do one myself. And she's doing it late. I mean, it's 7, 8 o'clock in the Philippines, isn't it? Oh, yeah, I left a message on you. Yeah, I probably did. But yeah, a lot of my wonderful subscribers that I get are from the Philippines and stuff like that. I probably got from Sunshine Cooper, or I got from Familia. He's another guy. He speaks Spanish. And most of his followers speak Spanish. And I'm trying to learn some words just because I need to. And some of my patients I actually see here in North Carolina speak Spanish. I have a wonderful some of my coworkers. They put me to shame because they're not fluent in Spanish by no stretch of imagination, but they actually know a lot more Spanish than I do. But oh well, yeah, I don't know everything. It's midnight here. It's midnight. That means it's 12 hours difference. It's 12 o'clock afternoon here. It's midnight there. Sunshine Cooper's doing a live course, right? You said she's in the Philippines, I think, with you. So she's stuck inside. So if you guys can't go out, I think she said that her live stream or one of her videos the other day where she's able to go out in her little village. I guess that's a town. I guess you guys call them villages. We call them a town. She can go out for groceries and stuff, and that's about it. It's kind of like what we are here, so it's really no difference. So I got 4 people left in the house. I got a couple people that left. Oh, they probably went to go see Sunshine Cooper. Oh, well, Sunshine, there's a shout out for you. So we've been on this for about 2 hours now, people. Any questions at all? Any thoughts? I think at this point, if you guys don't have any more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and end it so you guys can go over, maybe raid Sunshine or someone else. She's a sweet lady, but you could go. At this point, it's been a few hours, and I had maybe 8 or 9 at the most. So maybe when I do this next Sunday, we'll get more. Or Wednesday, my lives when I change my channel art, and they can see my channel that I also do it on Sundays too. So we're gonna go ahead and finish up here now, people. If you don't have any more questions, and all right, Scully and I obviously will see you guys next time. Scully wasn't in that video. Scully wasn't born yet when I made that video, but Scully's here to stay, ain't you, Scully? Maybe he'll talk one of these days, folks. All right, see you guys all. See you on Wednesday when I do my next live. Where we're going to talk about, I think, the hip replacements and knee replacements. So I think that's what my live on Wednesday is going to be about. So hopefully you guys will see you then about 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time if you guys can make it. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to make my content over the Saturday. It might be on the knee or the hip. I haven't quite thought about it yet, but we're going to go from there. I think I might do it on a knee replacement. I haven't done a knee replacement in quite a while. So, all right, folks. See you later. Thanks for coming.